Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Richard-Henneman.
Sometimes we experience transformational moments, a conversation, class, or activity that changes the way we see our careers, education, or goals. Did you ever have any of these moments during your education here at the University of Illinois?
I can think of probably two of them. I was undergraduate and master's degree in industrial engineering, and probably my junior year I had a discussion with Judy Liebman, who was OR professor in IE, and she recommended that I go to graduate school, and she gave me the opportunity to be a grader for her introductory OR class. And it was like one of those moments where someone put their faith in me and decided, and told me this is something that you can do, and I'm giving you this experience to try it out. And so that was one of those moments. Then I think the other one occurred probably a year later with Professor DeVore, who I had several classes from. And he knew I had decided to go to graduate school, but I hadn't made a commitment about what I was going to study. And we just had a real short meeting, and he said, I think you ought to go over and talk to one of Bill Rouse's graduate students. Bill Rouse was a faculty member at the time in industrial engineering, but he only dealt with graduate students, and undergraduates never met him. He was on sabbatical out of the country, and I met with Russ Hunt, one of his graduate students, and just became completely sold on the area of human machine systems and human factors. And it was one of those moments where things just took a real turn, and that's what I've done the rest of my career, is work in the area of human factors.
Okay. What about outside the university? Can you talk about a moment outside school that changed your life in any interesting ways?
Yeah. So after I left Illinois, Bill Rouse took a position down at Georgia Tech, and so I went down there and got my PhD, and I stuck around at Georgia Tech on the research faculty for a couple of years, and then I learned about an opportunity with NCR Corporation, and they were developing a new Human Interface Technology Center. So I submitted my resume, and I met with the new director of that center. And it was a real interesting conversation, because we basically marched up and down on the sidewalk in front of the building on campus. And he didn't really ask me many questions, but he talked to me about his vision for this center. And I got offered the job, and I took the job. It was just one of those transformational moments where I left the university and really set out on the career that I have today.
Okay, so how relevant do you feel your education was in allowing these moments to happen both in school and outside?
Well, I think, clearly the work in graduate school is what gave me the background to be able to do the career that I have. But I think the stuff that I had as an undergraduate was pretty foundational in terms of giving me a breadth of different educational experiences that I could rely on. So yeah, I think it was pretty important. If you look at what I'm doing right now, there's probably little that I learned as an undergraduate that directly applies to what I'm doing. But I think in terms of getting the right kind of background and thinking about problems in the right way, it was pretty important.